Hello, guys. I'm glad to see you back again and excited to do this webinar today. This webinar is going to be very, very important, probably more important than most people might think. When you saw my email, maybe you were wondering, well, what's all this all about? Creating clarity for your business. It's not a traffic thing. It's not traffic getting or techniques on how to get traffic online. But I'll tell you, if you could grasp this concept that I'm going to teach today and apply it seriously, there's no reason why you can't. There's no reason why you can't succeed. Okay, and so right away, I'm going to go right into my screen share here because for some reason I haven't been able to solve this audio problem without going to my screen share. So I'm going to go to screen share now. For some reason, when I go to screen share, I'm able to get my audio to be a lot better. So bear with me just for a minute. I'm going to go right to my screen share here. And we'll get right into the meat of what we're doing today. Okay, give me just a minute here. And slideshow. Okay, so anyway, this is about how to create clarity for your income, for your business income. Okay, you are the CEO of your own enterprise, and so it's so important that as you create income for your business, that you have a completely different mindset than what you might have with a regular job. No longer can you rely on just working X amount of hours to get X amount of pay every single week. You could actually create a lot more, but because you are the CEO of your own enterprise, you've got to make success happen. Okay, and there are certain things that successful people do that unsuccessful people are not willing to do. Okay, and that's where the rubber meets the road. Now, before I go on here, I just want to do a team shout out. First of all, I want to welcome everyone on here, not only just team members, but I also want to welcome those who are just kind of peeking over their shoulder, checking out this training. I have invited people that are on my subscribers on my list. If you've been getting my emails on a weekly or daily basis, you've been invited to this training, and this is going to be 100% value today. And I hope that you'll actually implement what I'm going to show you in whatever business that you're in. I don't care whether it's online or offline, whether it's a direct sales or whether you're a real estate agent or a broker or a car salesman. You can implement this stuff in any business. The stuff that I'm going to show you is stuff that's been taught by people for decades who are experts in creating success. People like Napoleon Hill and T. Harv Eker and many others have taught what I'm going to show you tonight. Okay, so it's very, very important that you take careful notes and learn exactly what I'm going to teach you. I've been able to create success in my own business in large part because of what I'm going to show you right now. Okay, now. So welcome everybody, whether you're a team member or not a team member, and I hope that you'll create success. Now, just a quick shout out to some recent people that have joined our team, and just real quickly, some quick names in the last couple 2 or 3 weeks. Ferozi, actually, he's from India. Congratulations, Feroz, for joining the team. Josh Scurry, Bob Rasmussen, Steve, Norman, James, Alan, Christopher, Tony Abanero, Chris Patton, Daniel Whitley, Daniel Exelis, Whitley Williams, Fred Jakes, Abdul Mabeen, Danny Christensen, Dar Christensen, John Garcia, Joe Revivo, Felipe Vasquez, Michael Berry, and Kurt Forrester. Now, Kurt Forrester's been with us for quite a long time, but he's been busy doing a lot of other things and hasn't had a chance to build the business. But recently, he's made some significant commitments and is starting to build now. So I want to welcome everybody Some of those people on my list have made significant commitments in their own business, and it's so important to make commitments. You need to be committed for success. T.R. Vickers said something, quite a while ago. He wrote that book, Secret of a Millionaire Mind, and he said there's a big difference between successful and committing to be successful. A huge difference. You can't just want to be successful. You have to make plans, and you have to make commitments to your own life, to your own business, to your own family to be successful. And incidentally, guys, those of you who are in a direct sales company or maybe even a network marketing company, if you have a sponsor who is active, who knows what he's doing, one thing that really helps that has worked for a lot of people is if you could get together with your sponsor and make commitments to that person. If he hasn't called you by now, give him a call and make some personal commitments to your business and to him. It just helps to have some kind of a partner who you can be accountable partner that you can make commitments to your own business. Whether it's a matter of time, making time commitments is important on a daily basis. Making financial commitments, everybody, you're going to have to make some financial commitments to your own business, whatever business it is. I don't care where it is. You're going to have to make some kind of commitments, within reason, obviously, but you've got to make commitments in time and resources, in whatever it takes. So make those commitments. Maybe in your business it's a matter of putting out so many blog posts, or maybe a Facebook post, or so many videos, or it's starting with those small commitments that's very important. So anyway, congratulations those of you guys who have recently joined our team. Now, going to go right into the meat of what I'm going to talk about. It'll start becoming clear yourself what this training is all about and why it's so vitally important. So anyway, here's some recent accomplishments of my own, just to let you know that what I'm going to be teaching to you tonight works. And what I'm going to show you today is in large part contributed to the success that I've had over the last couple of years. And just recently, this is a brand new screenshot, by the way, with two different systems that I use. One of them is with the Empower Network, and you can see here at the top, it's these members have generated the most income in Empower Network during the specified period. So for this 1 day period, I actually hit number 6, and that's out of about, I believe that's about 150,000 members in Empower Network. So this is significant stuff for me to just reach the top 10 within this given day. And this screenshot was just taken, I believe it was just a couple of days ago. And then at the bottom is an additional system that I use to earn income in my business, and it's called iPass. You can see it here below. And I actually reached number 7 in iPass for this particular week, and it was last week. And overall, for all time, 122, and that's out of thousands of people in the iPass system. And I've been able to reach rank 122 all time. And rank number 7 for that week, for last week, that is. So what I'm going to show you today absolutely works, and it has allowed me to reach leaderboards in these two particular systems. And you can reach a leaderboard in your particular system, whatever it is, whether you're doing iPass or Empower Network, or maybe some of you guys are doing Instant Payday Network. I have some people on my list right now that are doing Instant Payday Network, or if it's your own MLM, you can reach the leaderboards. But there's certain things that you just have to do. I heard several years ago a super successful guy say that the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is this. Successful people, listen carefully to this and write this down. Successful people make it a habit of doing the things that unsuccessful people are not willing to do. Well, that's where the rubber meets the road. Now, I'm going to show you one thing today that you could do within about a 30-minute or a 1 hour period of time. We're going to accomplish some of it right now, but I'm going to show you some stuff. I'm going to give you an assignment today while we are on this webinar, and I'm going to show you some exact steps that you're going to be able to make right today. I'm going to give you an assignment to do during this webinar that will allow you to open up your mind, to get your business clear, to get your income goals clear, so that you can reach the leaderboard. I believe that this is the starting point to success. And the reason why I've hit these leaderboards primarily is because I've set goals to make it happen. I'm going to make success despite. That's the attitude that I have. Now, some visions for my team. Those of you who've been on these webinars for quite some time, you've seen these before, and I'm just going to review it again. This is my vision for our team, and I include those of you who are just listening in right now. I consider you part of my team, even if you're not even signed up in my particular system or the system that I use. I still consider you part of my team, okay? Because you're on this webinar. So my vision for my team is to help 500 people earn $4,000 a month or more in their home business. Now, the reason why I picked that number is because when I hit $4,000 per month, by my third month, it made all of the difference in the world. And I was able to do things that I wasn't able to do before. It solved problems. I was able to pay bills. I was able to take my kids to ball games more frequently. I was able to take my dad to a professional basketball game, 7th row tickets to the Utah Jazz. I was able to take my mom to a real fancy dinner. I was able to take my parents out to dinner very frequently, almost on a weekly basis. So it just made all the difference in the world for me. I want to see 300 people earning $8,000 per month. I want to see 25 people earning $10,000 a month. When I hit $11,000 my 11th month, it made all the difference in the world. And boy, and when I first hit that, it was the most exciting thing I'd ever seen. It was exciting. Now, really important. How important is it to have clear intentions for your income? Okay. In other words, how important are clear intentions for your income? You have to be super laser focused, laser clear in your income. Now, it's not only just the dollar amount that I'm talking about. It's the core motivation for the income. Why is that income important? Okay. Napoleon Hill, you probably know who he is. He wrote the book. He wrote a lot of different books. He wrote about 5 different books. But the one that's probably the most popular is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It sold millions and millions and millions of copies. But he said, there's one quality which one must possess to win, and that is a definiteness of purpose, the knowledge of what one wants, and a burning desire to possess it. Okay, and we're going to talk about very important goals that, and we're not only talking about maybe a nice car or a nice house, and those things are important, but maybe it's something as simple as being able to provide for your kids, maybe being able to pay bills that you haven't been able to pay. Maybe it's being able to afford to get insurance when you haven't been able to afford it. Maybe it's saving for retirement, taking care of your parents. Those are core motivations, and I'm going to talk about those here in a minute. Now, I want to give credit to one individual for a lot of the techniques and a lot of the skills that I'm going to show you right now. It's only fair to do this. I'm going to give credit to David Wood for much of the information that I'm going to share with you right now. Whether you are in his organization or not, doesn't matter, but you can learn from what he's taught us and what I've learned from him personally, okay? You got to respect. You may not agree with all of his philosophies. He's his own guy. You'll never see him wearing a suit. I don't think I've ever seen him wear a suit in the 2.5 years that I've known him. But he is an incredibly honest, integritous person, and he's a visionary. He knows what he's doing. Okay, young guy. He's probably, I guess he's probably only 37, 38 years old, and he's been able to accomplish tremendous, tremendous things. And I'm just going to show you right now one thing that he's been able to accomplish. Right here, this comes from a website called Business for Home, and a guy by the name of Ted Knighton documented in October 2014 the 200 top worldwide earners in MLM. And this is back in October 2014, like I said. And you can see that this is a screenshot. And David Wood comes in 33rd out of millions. I mean, I'm talking about millions of people that are in network marketing or who have been in network marketing. David Wood in 2014, his estimated income on a monthly basis is about $250,000 estimated. And you can see for the year, it's estimated about $3 million. And recently I've seen a recent screenshot of his, and I don't remember exactly what it is, but I know that it's well over $4 million. It might have been 4.2, 4.5. I don't remember exactly, so don't quote me on that. Obviously, his income is not typical, but yet he doesn't claim to be an average person. He does things that the average person refuses to do. So the things that I'm going to show you today, I've learned primarily from David Wood, but I've also learned from other sources like Napoleon Hill and T. Harv Eker and others who are experts in creating wealth. Now, that's what I just used a word there that a lot of people just don't get, okay? I said that David Wood creates wealth. Napoleon Hill created wealth. T. Harv Eker created wealth. And think about any multimillionaire that you know, they create wealth. It just doesn't fall in their laps. Yeah, that may happen to some people, but I'll tell you, you know as well as I do that's fairy tale land. Being born into millions is a super, super rare exception. Most people who are wealthy create wealth. They create wealth despite whatever excuses they may have, whatever limitations they may have, whatever handicaps you may have. You got to create wealth despite. I got to tell you one story that just comes to my mind. A guy by the name of John Morrow. He's not in our organization at all, but he's a blogger. And I'm pretty sure he's a multimillionaire blogger. He, according to his own stat, he earns over $100,000 a month just in blogging alone. And I don't know if you know who he is or not, but talk about not using excuses. John Morrow has muscular dystrophy. And actually, I think it's multiple sclerosis. I might be wrong about that. It's either muscular dystrophy or multiple sclerosis, probably multiple sclerosis. But he's wheelchair bound. And he has very limited use of his hands, but yet he's a blogger. Now, how do you blog? How do you type on your computer and make $100,000 a month being a blogger? Well, he creates success despite. He finds ways. He found a way and made a way to make it happen. And he uses a program called Dragon. You've probably heard of it, where it's a voice-activated computer software that actually types what he says. He's able to talk, so he's able to have the Dragon software create his blogs for him on a daily basis. He creates success despite. Let's forget about the excuses. It's amazing how easily we fall into excuse-itis without even thinking about it. Create success despite. Now, here we go. This is one thing that Dave Wood said that is very, very powerful. The only reason why anyone ever experiences burnout in their business or in their life is because of lack of clarity in the vision of their outcome. Okay, now he's talking primarily about income, making money in whatever business you're in. But that's the reason why people experience burnout, is because of lack of clarity in whatever you happen to be doing. Okay, Very powerful. Okay, now, according to David Wood, there's 2 rules that must be followed at all times within your business. Now, what I'd like you to do right now at this point is I want you to take out a pen and paper. I'm going to give you an assignment that I've done. I've done this several times over again. Every now and then you have to re-update it as your business grows. But I'm going to ask you to do the same assignment that I've done. In fact, I decided today, it's been about a year since I've done this, and I decided today that I would redo my own outcome plan. And that's what I'm going to have you do, is I'm going to have you create an outcome on this webinar. And I'll talk about that here in a minute, and it'll become clear. But I want you to take out a sheet of paper right now. Okay. Actually, take out a notebook. And just start writing down a few really important steps that we need to make right now, okay? So there's 2 rules that need to be followed right now. Number 1, you have to set a clear intention for your outcome, even if the how-to for reaching that outcome isn't completely clear, okay? Very important. Now, Napoleon Hill talks about this. Other people talk about it. Don't worry about becoming perfect and knowing everything right now. You know, perfect action is much better than imperfect. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Imperfect inaction is much better than imperfect action. I keep messing this up. Imperfect action. Okay, imperfect action is much better than perfect inaction. Okay, you don't have to be an expert in everything in your business, whatever it is, to create success. So you need to have a clear intention of your outcome, even if the how-to for reaching that outcome isn't completely clear. And number 2, take action before you even know what you are doing. Okay. Now, yes, I realize you're gonna mess up as you go along. You're gonna fail. You're probably gonna fail more often than you succeed, especially at first. But that's how we correct course. Successful people will take action even if they don't know what they're doing, but they'll make course corrections along the way. You know, making mistakes and failures is the best teacher that you could go through. Okay, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna have failures, and you can't fear failure. So take action despite. So the question is how do you set a clear outcome? This part needs to be as clear as you possibly can. And it won't take you long to get clear. And I'm going to take you through those steps right now. The first thing is to put everything in writing. So I'm going to show you what to put in writing right now. Okay. Now, number 1, take out a sheet of paper. This is where we need to take your pencil out, and with a sheet of paper or with your notebook or maybe a Word document. I'd recommend a notebook because you need to be able to see my screen right now in bold letters. So I want you to right now, we're going to take some time doing this. I'm going to have to pause from time to time as we go through this. But what income goal do you want to hit in the next 90 days? Just a second. Now, it's very important that we pick a 90-day period at a time, okay? You want to set a date, whatever that date is. Today is August 20. I'm sorry. Today is, what am I thinking? Today is May 28th. That's when I'm making this video. So think 30 days ahead. If you're seeing this live, then it's going to be August 28th. If you're seeing this on YouTube later on, as a training, then you're going to have to think 30 days ahead. But write down the date first, 30 days ahead, and if you chunk toward your successes, it's going to be much easier to do. So let's talk about 90 days right now. What income goal do you want to hit? Now I'm going to recommend right now, okay, as you write this down, I want you to be high, and I want you to aim high. Be high. We're not on drugs here. Well, I want you to aim high and be really specific, okay? What is that dollar amount? Aim high. Now, why am I saying I aim high? It's amazing that, as I do consulting with different people on my team, it's amazing that every now and then I'll have people that just want to earn, maybe $2,000 a month or $1,000 a month. And, I guess that's okay if that's all you really want to do. But you know what? You can really do better than that. I mean, what's your reasons for doing a business? Is it just to barely get by and just not make ends meet, really, or is it to exceed your expectations? Think about an archer. Okay, you see the archer up there, how he's aiming a little bit high. You've got to aim a little bit higher than what the target really is. Okay, because think about it. If you're just aiming toward the target itself, let's say that's maybe $7,000 a month. Okay, maybe you're just aiming for $7,000. Well, chances are, you're probably going to hit lower than that, and you'll probably be disappointed. But if you aim higher than the target, your chances of hitting that target are better when you're aiming higher than if you're just aiming right at the target. I learned that little mindset trick from an Olympic champion. His name is Peter Vetmar. Peter Vetmar. You probably know who he is. He was a gymnast in the 1980s. I believe he won the gold medal in I believe it was may have been the pommel horse, and but he said that it's very important to aim a little higher than what you expect your goal to be. So that way you're more likely to hit that goal than if you're rather than just aiming for the goal. Aim high, okay? Aim high. Most of us shortchange ourselves. Maybe you're not used to earning $15,000 a month. Okay, you gotta aim higher, okay, than what you're used to. Okay, what is your income goal? Write that down right now. Okay, number 2. Okay, second question. And guys, I'd like you to write these questions down as you go along, because you may need to refer to this goal sheet, this assignment sheet after the webinar, and because I want you to be crystal clear, and you may need to have a little bit more time to think things through. But I'll give you some time right now. So the second question is going to be, what do you want? Why do you want that income goal? Okay, why do you want that income amount? Okay, think about it, brainstorm about it for a minute. In other words, think about some things here. What is your core motivation for wanting that income? What will that income do for you? How is it going to change your life? In other words, so what I want you to do right now is I'm gonna have you brainstorm. I'm gonna stop talking for about a minute, and I'm just gonna have you think about what will that income get for you? What will it do for you? How will it change your situation? Are you going to be able to pay extra bills? Are you going to be able to maybe bring your wife home from work? Are you going to be able to purchase more things for your kids? Maybe you want your kids to be in football or maybe soccer, and maybe you couldn't afford it last year, but maybe this year you can by reaching your goals. What's your core motivation? Are you planning for retirement? Do you want to not have to rely on your kids supporting you when you retire? Do you want to take care of your parents in their old age? What is your why? Why do you want that particular amount? Whatever that amount is, what is that going to do for you that it's not that you're not able to do right now? Okay. Maybe if your income is decent right now, maybe you want freedom from your job. Maybe you don't want to be tied down to a 40-hour-a-week job, and you want to be able to leave the house whenever, or leave, for a vacation whenever you want. Maybe you want to go on a vacation and not have to worry about asking your boss for time off. Maybe you want to just leave whenever you want and do whatever you want. Okay, whatever that happens to be. Why? What is your core motivation for wanting that income? What is it going to do for you? And I'll wait about a minute as you brainstorm on that, and then I want you to write that down. Okay, we're still brainstorming on what that income is going to do for you. Here's just a couple of ideas, and I talked about them before. If this helps. For example, for me over there on the left, those are my parents, by the way. That's my dad on his 80th birthday. He's actually about 85 now. He's still alive and doing pretty well. He's the one that I was able to take to the Utah Jazz game. Got seventh row tickets. I wanted to do that because I didn't know how long he was going to be with us. I'm not even sure if he could go to a game right now, but I was able to do that while he was still able to walk around and get to the game. And boy, we used to have a lot of fun going to ball games when I was in college. So I wanted to be able to do that. And I was able to do it because I made more money in my business. And I was able to do that because I was able to, that was the month I took him there. That was about a year and a half ago. The month I took him there was about a month after I first hit my $4,000. And then after that, I was starting to hit $4,000 and $5,000 a month. And then I hit 11,000. Here's another one on the right where I took my boy to a ball game, the Utah Jazz. Again, you could tell I'm a basketball fan. I had a lot of fun there. And here's another goal of mine is whatever it is, whatever your goals are, guys. I really think the core motivations are what you could do for your family, what you could do for that you haven't been able to do before. One thing that I've been able to do real consistently is I've been able to take my parents out to dinner or lunch almost every week, where they really can't afford to do it on their own. They don't have a retirement. They don't have much of Social Security, but I'm able to take them out to dinner, just about every week whenever we're able to get together, which is just about every week. And we have a lot of fun going out to dinner. It's always been kind of a tradition for us. And I love blue Corvettes. So, whatever the goal is, write it down. Whatever what is the income going to do for you that you haven't been able to do as of now? Okay. So write that down if you haven't already written it, and list them out. Be real specific, be real clear. Yeah, I got to share something with you right now while I'm thinking about it. It's so important. We talk about our why and why we want to do things. One reason why I do this business is because I want to be able to give back to my parents, and I want to be able to do things for them. When I was growing up, I was real accident prone, and when I was about 2 years old, actually started when I was two. I was in the hospital because I had what's called a Meckel's diverticulum. In other words, it was a congenital serious defect in my small intestines, and the doctors told me if I didn't get this operation, I would die. The problem is that as they did this operation, there were serious complications that they didn't expect. There was excessive scarring in my insides, in my intestines, and it caused serious problems. And so they had to go in a second time and do some additional surgery that was unique and different than the first time. And my mother almost lost me, and it was a very emotional time for her, seeing tubes running in and out of my body, and not knowing if I was going to make it or not. And about 7 years later, I ran through a glass door, and it was a serious accident. Glass was falling all over me, and it cut open my face wide open. And I remember my parents coming to the hospital and very calmly being able to deal with the situation and being able to put me at ease. And it's because of things like that I want to give back to my parents. And I believe that you should spoil your parents. I really believe that. I don't believe that parents should spoil their kids, but I don't think there's anything wrong at all with spoiling your parents. And my parents deserve it. And that's one motivation that keeps me going, to be able to give back to my parents. So whatever your reasons are, I'm hoping that you're writing those down, and that you're very specific, that you're very crystal clear in your outcome here. Okay. Now, the third question I want you to ask yourself, and I want you to write this down. Okay. And it's very important in getting clear. And again, this is coming from the top earners, and specifically on training that David Wood does. Okay. And teaches. So, and remember, he's I think what it said, number 30 out of millions of people, the number 30th top income earner in the whole world. Okay. So write this down. What evidence is there going to be that you have accomplished your goal? Okay. What evidence? Okay. Put yourself in the present tense right now. Okay. In other words, make that goal present tense. Whatever that income goal is, whatever is going to be accomplished as a result of that goal, what evidence is there going to be? So, for example, if you're looking into your bank account, whatever that goal is, let's say it's $15,000 a month. Okay. What evidence is there? You're looking into your bank account and you see a deposit made from your company of $15,000, or maybe you've added up all of the deposits for the month, and you've noticed that your income from your primary company is $15,000 for that month, and it's happening right now. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm doing future pacing here, and we're looking ahead at 90 days from today, and we're putting yourself in the future, and we're making that present tense. So what evidence is there? Maybe you're looking in the back office of your company, and you're seeing an income notification that says $15,000, or you've added up your monthly income notifications and they've equaled $15,000, or whatever your goal happens to be, 10 or 15 or 20, whatever it is. Excuse me. Maybe you're looking at the back office of iPass, if you're an iPass, and you see your commissions right there, and it says, X amount of dollars. Maybe you're in Empower Network and you're looking at your commission in the back office, and you add them up and it says $15,000 or whatever it is. I'm just making up that number. I don't know what your income goal is. What evidence is there going to be? Maybe you're in front of your computer and you see a deposit made into your savings account that happens to come from whatever opportunity that you're doing, or whatever business that you're doing. Excuse me. Maybe you're a real estate agent and you see a $15,000 commission on a home that was sold, whatever that happens to be. Now, number 4, I want you to write this down now. Where are you when you see the evidence that you have achieved that outcome? So where are you located? Let's, again, put yourself in the present tense. This is interesting because Maxwell Maltz talked about this. Dr. Maxwell Maltz, who wrote the book Psycho-Cybernetics, talked about visualizing your goals, and talking about visualizing yourself in the actual situation of achieving your outcomes, achieving your goals. Where are you when you see that evidence that you've achieved your outcome? Are you in your office looking at your computer? Maybe your office is in your bedroom, in your apartment if you're starting out. Where are you? Maybe you're at work and you just happen to be at lunch and you're looking at your commission notifications. Where are you? Are you in your office? What is your surroundings? So where are you? What's it like? Is your window open in your office, and do you see maybe the trees outside or the flowers outside? Do you hear birds chirping? I mean, this sounds crazy, but you have to put yourself in real life situations, make things tangible, visible, use all of your senses, hearing, touch, even taste. Maybe you're picking up a shake and drinking a shake because you love shakes as you're looking at your commission notifications. Where are you? Maybe that's a silly example, but what are you doing at that time? When you see the commission notifications, maybe you just got through eating breakfast and you come downstairs and your wife is on the computer and she points to your commission notifications when you find out and say, "Hey Jack, check this out. You won't believe it. Look at your commission notification. It says, $20,000. What is it? What, where are you?" Number 5. I don't want to rush too much. Let's give you about 30 seconds to write down where are you when you see that evidence, okay? I know it sounds silly, and a lot of, there's probably going to be a bunch of people on this webinar who aren't going to do this, okay? But you're not typical, okay? You're not average, okay? If you want to get out of this, whatever situation you're in right now, you've got to stop doing what average people do and start doing something different, okay? This is a significant thing that you can do, that you need to do to make things different in your life. I promise. You've got to do this, okay? Where are you when you see the evidence that you have achieved your outcome? And write that down. Now, if you need time, later on, go back over your sheet of paper, double check it, review it, and add some more detail. The more detail we could put in here, the more evidence that you could put in here, the more clear you could get in your surroundings and all that, the more powerful this is going to be. Doing things in our lives is an emotional experience often, and if we can make this part right here an emotional experience, you'll have much more of the advantage than if you don't do this. Huge advantage. Number 5, what will you be doing when you achieve that goal? Okay, what are your surroundings? In other words, what are you doing when you realize that you achieved your goal? Write a few things down right here. What will you be doing when you achieve that goal? In other words, what are you doing on the day that you see yourself looking at the commission notifications? Did you just get out of the shower and your wife is pointing out a commission notification to you? Did you just get dressed and maybe you sat down to maybe check your email and you noticed in your email that you saw a commission notification there? Maybe you just found out that you hit the leaderboard, that like I've done multiple times, and you're excited because seeing a leaderboard excites you. I think it's cool because I've been I love sports. I've played a lot of basketball, did track, did a lot of stuff, and to me, seeing my name on a leaderboard is like hitting a home run because I just beat the competition. What are you doing when you achieve that goal? What are your surroundings? What are you doing when you realize that you achieved that goal? And again, put yourself in present tense. Give you about let's do 60 seconds here and just brainstorm on that and write down a few things. So we're still writing down our future pace and goals here, what the surroundings are like, what we're doing when we reach that goal, what are we doing when we see ourselves reaching that goal. What are you doing when you realize that you've achieved your goal? Still brainstorming. If you're watching this video, later on, if you're not seeing this live, you could obviously just pause the video and then come back. Okay. If you're watching this live, then make sure to come back to this. Come back to your sheet of paper there or your notes or whatever you're doing and fill in more details here. The more details, the better. Number 6, what reward are you going to create for yourself when you reach your outcome? And guys, I believe this is really important. When I started reaching my goals, I didn't always do this. I just kept plowing ahead afterwards, and I really should have done this more often at the very, very beginning. When I first reached a significant goal, on my third month, it was about $4,300. I don't even remember if I celebrated that day. I was excited, I was happy, but I don't know if I really treated myself to anything. You've got to reward yourself. Maybe it's going out to a real super nice dinner. Maybe you're going to go to a ball game. Maybe you want to go to a home show. I don't know what your goals are. Maybe you want to go out on the town. Maybe you're going to go on a vacation. What reward are you going to create for yourself? I believe that if you're not doing this every now and then, especially when you've reached, some pretty good goals, you're going to burn yourself out. You really are. You got to reward yourself from time to time, especially after you've hit goals. Now, you don't have to wait for the big goals, okay? Maybe you get a commission for $1,000 and you go out and celebrate. Now, I don't mean be irresponsible about it, but maybe you go out to a dinner and do something nice when you get a nice commission check in, or maybe it's your first sale. Maybe it's your first $25 sell. That is so important. Sometimes that first sell is more exciting than the 10th sell that happens to be $1,000. Reward yourself. When you first hit a goal, when you first get that one sell in that first sell, reward yourself. Go out and do something. You deserve it. You absolutely need to do that, okay? I'm going to tell you to do it. I'm going to command you to do it. That sounds crazy, doesn't it? I'm going to command you to do something nice for yourself. Do it, okay? Now, don't do it every day if you're not, reaching a goal or whatever. But, when you make an accomplishment, please reward yourself for, with something. So what reward are you going to create for yourself when you reach your outcome? Whatever goal that is. Now, right now, I'm talking about your 3-month goal, okay? But don't forget to reward yourself with small rewards along the way. But when you hit that 90-day goal, whatever that is, the $10,000 or the $15,000 or the $20,000, what reward are you going to give yourself? Give you about 30 seconds on this one. And to give you, again, if you need more time, you can pause the video here, or if you're watching this live, I don't think you're going to be able to pause this, but if you're watching this live, come back to your goals here, and give yourself more details as you have more time to think. I'm giving you some time right now, so I do want you to do this. Right there, as if you're in a classroom of mine. I'm a teacher, and I give assignments all the time, and I expect my students to do certain assignments right now in class as I give those assignments to them. Even to my college kids, I'll have them write down their assignment immediately. Don't just kind of blow it off and say, I'll get around to it. Do this right now, okay? I want you to do these immediately. Okay, numbers. Okay, now, like I said before, every time you hit a goal, celebrate, splurge, do something fun, okay? When you hit that $15,000 goal, when you hit that big one, do something nice, okay? I right there on the left, I'm a coin collector. In fact, years ago, I used to be a rare coin dealer, and I love coins. And back then, I was in it for the business, but I actually love collecting them. And so whenever I do something, whenever I reach a goal, especially when I reach a significant goal, I'll go out and purchase a real nice coin. This happens to be a coin here on the left that's a real rare coin. Those of you who know coins a little bit, you'll know that the 1909 SVDB penny is the rarest penny that there is in the Lincoln Cent collection. There were about 484,000 coins. It's very popular. And this is a mint condition coin that costs around $2,500 or maybe $3,000 to purchase. It's an investment quality type coin that will always go up in value. And that's one thing that I do. I'll purchase a coin because I love coins. Whatever it happens to be for you. Maybe at the end of your 90 days, you go to someplace awesome like I've gone to multiple times before. Over here on the right is the Oregon Coast Aquarium. And this aquarium just where these sharks are swimming right now, it used to be just one big open aquarium, and they actually had Keiko, the well there. Keiko is the actual well that helped. That was in that movie Free Willy. Remember Free Willy? After the movie, years after the movie, Keiko was actually down in South America, and they moved him because he wasn't doing very well down there. He was getting sick. They actually moved him. They flew him up to actually UPS did this. They provided a temporary aquarium for him to be moved from South America up to the coast of Oregon in Newport, Oregon. Some of you may have been there, and Newport, Oregon it's called the Oregon Coast Aquarium. And at that time, it was just one big tank for Keiko, and we got to see him multiple times. Well, later on, when Keiko was finally released, and they converted his aquarium to a shark tank. And that's what it is. You walk through this tunnel like this, and if you look at the floor here, look at the floor here. I remember my son walking across this floor. This floor is actually clear. It's some kind of a hard plexiglass, and you could actually walk over and you can see the sharks going underneath you and above you. And I remember my son, he was like 4 years old at the time, and he would walk over the plexiglass, and he was afraid to walk over it because he thought that maybe the sharks would eat him or something like that. But that's one thing that we love to do is go to the Oregon Coast Aquarium. So that's one thing that I do to splurge, to celebrate is I'll go to some place like this, and because we love going to the Oregon coast. We used to live over in Oregon, and right now we live in Utah. So going back to the coast is always a treat. So anyway, whatever that happens to be, every time you hit a goal, celebrate. But when you hit your 90-day goal, what are you going to do? Are you going to go to some vacation like this, like we've done? Are you going to buy yourself something? Are you going to go to, when you hit your goal, do something really fun. Okay, make it something really exciting, something that will really, put a surge through your spine, and put yourself in that situation right now. And write that down. That's what reward are you going to create? That was the number 6. So whatever it happens to be, write it down right now and put yourself into present tense as if you're reaching that currently. You've got to think present tense. Now comes the most important part of the intention to reach your income goal. Okay. Now, what I want you to do right now is I'm going to have you write out what's called an outcome statement, okay? Now, I want you to refer back to the questions that you've just answered, okay? Read them carefully. Just kind of glance through them and write them. Now, what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you write out about a 1 or 2 or 3 paragraph statement, okay? And I'm going to have you kind of condense the information that the answers that you have above. And this is going to be an outcome statement. I'm going to give you an example of one. And I want you to make this outcome statement time-based, visual, auditory, kinesthetic. I want you to put a date on this as if that date is right now, okay? We're not going to say, okay, on August 18th or 28th or whatever it is, I'm going to do this. I want you to put that date as if it's right now. Right now, today is August 28th, and I'll give you some examples here in a second. Now, I want you to describe it in present tense, in first person, Okay, you're gonna talk about it as if you're doing it yourself right now, using all your evidence, using all of your senses, and use evidence as you're going along. Okay, and so again, write out an outcome statement, make it time-based, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, describe it in present tense, first person, using all your senses, using evidence. Okay, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Here's just one example. Okay, while you're thinking about this, okay, and I'll give you a minute or two to write this outcome statement, but here's just one example. Okay, this is David Wood's outcome statement, and this is just an example of what he did. Now, you don't have to do these exact things. I don't want you to copy, okay? There's just some ideas. This is what he did, okay? I, David Wood, am sitting at my desk in the mountains of Portolan in my home in Costa Rica. He lives in Costa Rica. He's living his dream lifestyle right now. The date is February 1st, 2013. This was an outcome statement that he did a couple of years ago, so you have to think about a couple of years ago. And I've just logged into my admin area of Empower Network, staring at my affiliate earnings from January 1st, 2013 to January 31st, 2013. And again, he's making this present tense, right? As I refresh the screen, I see in the month of January, as an affiliate, I've earned $553,000. I laugh softly as I see a black crow fly by. I feel the tropical wind brushing by my face, and I lift my eyes up, feeling powerful. As I stare at the sunny, crystal blue ocean and the horizon, I think back over the last 3 months, and I can't believe how easy it was to earn $553,000 in a month. Now, just to reward myself, I'm paying for a property in Costa Rica just south of my home, 168,000 acres with cash to build my dream home on. Okay, that's just an example. I'll go back up to this previous screen here. I want you to write out an outcome statement, make it time-based, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, present tense, first person, using all your senses, using evidence. Okay, remember, you're going to make it time-based. Remember, if you remember the time-based thing, it says, I'm staring at my affiliate earnings from January 1st to January 31st, and he's seeing these things now. He's not saying I'm going to. He's writing it as if he's doing it right now. So I'm going to shut up for a minute, and I'm just going to go ahead and let you write that out. I'm going to give you a few minutes to do that. Close. What I want you to do right now, before you write it out, okay? I almost forgot about this step, okay? Before you start writing, what I want you to do now, okay, is I want you to close your eyes. You got to do this with me. It sounds crazy, but be relaxed. Close your door, whatever you have to do. Close your eyes and visualize everything before you write it out, okay? Make it clear and vivid and present tense. Now, I want you to take about 10 minutes to do that. Okay, we're actually going to pause in this video. If you're watching this video, later on, if you're seeing the recording of this, just pause the video and come back when you're done with this in about 10 minutes. So don't leave and forget about it. You've got to do this now. You've got to make things happen right now and not put it off. If you're watching this live, I want you to take 10 minutes and close your eyes for a couple of minutes, okay, and think about the day that you're reaching this goal. Make it present tense. It's happening right now. I want you to brainstorm and think about your surroundings. Think about what you're doing. Are you in front of your computer? Are you at your home? Maybe you're at the library and you just happen to be seeing this on the internet at the library. Are you at your parents' home? Where are you when you're seeing these commission notifications? What are you doing? What are you going to be doing with that income once you reach it? What are you going to do with it? Are you going to go on a vacation? Are you going to take your family out to dinner? Are you going to take your family out to a vacation? Are you going to purchase a car? Maybe you're going to put a down payment on a house. What is it that you're doing right now as you've realized that you've reached that goal. So let's take the 10 minutes right now. Remember to close your eyes as you're visualizing this. And in a few minutes, start writing stuff down. Okay, I haven't forgot about you. We're taking a few more minutes to visualize your goal and making everything present tense. And you're probably still closing your eyes, and that's fine. In about a minute, let's start writing stuff down. Okay, I'll leave you alone now. In about a minute, start writing stuff down. Okay, so we're still writing stuff down. Take a few more minutes to write more stuff down. Be as specific and clear and precise as you possibly can. Where it's all about details, present tense, vivid, all your senses. Think about your surroundings. Be as specific and detailed as you possibly can. It'll take about 4 more minutes to do this. Okay, take about 1 or 2 minutes now. Okay, let's see if we can finish in about a minute. Let's take about 15 seconds and wrap it up. And I'm going to finish up a couple things right here. I'm almost done. Just want to mention something to you. I want to congratulate you for doing this, because if you think about it, anything new that you try, okay, there's always going to be a little bit of trepidation, maybe not trepidation, but maybe disbelief that maybe it's not going to work. But think about it this way: if you've gone your whole life and you've never earned the kind of income that you just wrote down, you're going to have to do some things that you've never done before, and maybe you've never done it before, and you're thinking, well, is this ever going to work? Yes, it works. We have evidence from multiple experts in the field, not just from David Wood, but from multiple people who teach the same kind of stuff, maybe a little bit differently, but even Maxwell Maltz talks about making things present tense, making it real, visualizing your goal as if it's already happened. Napoleon Hill, same thing. Napoleon Hill was spent his whole life interviewing over 500 of the most successful people in the world, and this was a common thing that they did. They made a habit of putting their goals present tense and visualizing their goals way before it ever happened. Roger Bannister, here's another example. Roger Bannister's a reporter once asked him, how did you beat the 3-minute mile? And he says, I beat the 3-minute mile 1,000 times in my mind before I actually did it. Okay. He made it present tense and he thought about it. He almost is obsessed over it. So this stuff works. You're doing stuff right now that, I mean, most people are not willing to do. In fact, most people probably will scoff at this and think it's dumb. Okay. I remember going on a webinar one time with David Wood as he was teaching this. It was about 1.5 years ago when I saw that webinar, and he actually had I think there was probably 1,000 people on that webinar, and but yet there was one person, okay, one skeptic that was on there, and he kept making negative comments about this same exact stuff that I'm telling you right now. And that guy was just saying, I mean, he was just being rude. And but yet everybody else on the webinar was giving Dave Wood a high five for telling this guy to go back and get a refund on whatever product it was that he was selling, because he wasn't going to be successful at this. It's just amazing. There's always going to be a lot of people out there who are sitting down, maybe watching their soap opera on TV, eating Doritos, and scoffing at this stuff at the same time. You're at the right place at the right time. You want to do, I know that you want to do things for your family. You want to make things happen in your family, or you want to make things happen in your life that has never happened before. You're doing the right things by going through these steps. Yeah, it seems kind of dumb. Maybe it seems kind of crazy that I'm having to do this, but it works, okay? Now, last thing that I want you to do right now, okay, is divide your monthly income by 31. Determine how much you need to make on a daily basis and write that down now. Do it really quick. Just take out a calculator, whatever you need to do, or maybe your calculator on your computer. You could do that by going to accessories and open up your calculator. But whatever that number is, that monthly goal, I want you to divide that monthly goal into 31. Now, this part's very, very important, so I want you to do it right now. Take about a half a minute to figure that out. So if you want to earn, let's say you want to earn, I don't know, $10,000 a month, divide that by 31, and you're going to get something around $333 a day, something like that, or whatever it happens to be. Maybe you want to earn $15,000 a month, and it's probably going to be about $480 or $500 a day or something like that. Okay, I'm assuming that you've calculated that, or you're in the process of calculating that. Write that down now on your paper. Now remember, your daily income needs to be tied to daily production, whatever you're doing on a daily basis, okay? Whatever you're doing to produce that income, whatever business that you're in, if you're in network marketing, maybe that's tied to a certain number of, let's say, ads on a daily basis. Maybe those are doing a blog twice a day, or maybe that's doing a video once a day. Whatever that is, this is a business. You've got to tie your daily income to daily production, okay, on a daily basis. Your daily income needs to be tied to daily production. For example, what I want you to do right now is I want you to think, how many sales do you need to average per day to reach your daily income goal, okay? Whatever business that you happen to be doing right now. So, for example, those of you who are on my team right now, I'll give you an example right now. If you're on my team and you happen to be in iPass, our stats tell us that you need to make one iPass sell a day to reach $15,000 a month, okay? That's one $47 sell every day to reach $15,000 a month. Now, or on the other hand, if you're in Empower Network, you need to have at least one $25 sell a day for the viral blogging system to reach $15,000 a month. Dave Wood has done that number specifically. The iPass number is close. That's not an exact number. It's based on numbers that from a lot of different sources, but the income number that I have for Empower is probably more accurate. That comes from David Wood's own stats himself. So with his stats, people in Empower Network who get one sell a day, one $25 sell a day, will earn on the average, give or take, about $15,000 a month. Because remember, in Empower Network, there's upsells that you could sell. There's other products, other educational products that you could sell within Empower Network. Sales where you can earn anywhere from $17 a month in commissions all the way up to about $3,000 for a single sell. So remember, there's upsells in there too. So the numbers that we have in Empower Network is if you have one sell a day, just one $25 sell a day, you're probably going to be earning around $15,000. So whatever company you're in, that was just an example for Empower Network, but you know your company, you know what you're selling, and whatever that happens to be. Maybe it's sponsoring one person a day in your network marketing company. Maybe that sounds like a lot. Maybe it's one every other day. I just don't know what your company is and what's expected. David Wood has said that in our particular organization, the people that are sponsoring two people a day in Empower Network are earning around $30,000 a month. If you're bringing in one a day, then they're probably earning around $15,000 a month. Now, income disclaimer, big time here. There's no promise that you're going to earn exactly $15,000 a month if you sponsor one person a day. This is a real business. You may not sponsor anybody. You might sponsor 10 a day. I think David Wood sponsors something like 8 or 10 people every single day in his own team. So income disclaimer, results not typical. See your own average earning in your own company, but those are the numbers that have worked for us. So whatever sells, maybe you're a car salesman. How many cars do you need to sell on a daily basis? How many homes do you need to sell if you're a real estate agent? If you're in network marketing, how many people do you need to sponsor? So how many sales do you need to have? Write that down now. I know a guy in our organization right now, excuse me, his name is Justin, and he averages something like $900 for every person that he sponsors in his organization. So all he has to do is sponsor 30 people in a month to earn $30,000. And online you can do that. Okay, now when you're thinking about this daily goal, okay, this daily income goal, remember, as I said before, your daily income needs to be tied to your daily production. Okay, you wrote down your daily income goal and how many sales you need to have to average on a daily basis. Now, as you're doing this, as you're thinking about how many sales you need on a daily basis, there's a few misconceptions that you need to rule out. For example, you can only, when you write these sales goals down, you only have control over the things that you can do, okay? You can't control what other people are doing, okay? So, for example, only focus on what you can control personally. And here's a few examples. If you're in network marketing, Number one, remove the illusion of having your downline duplicate. Now, if they duplicate, great, and that's gravy on top of whatever your goals are. But you can't, right now, you can't control how they're going to duplicate. So remove the illusion of having your downline duplicate. Also, remove the illusion of having a huge downline. Yeah, that's a big goal that you should have long term, but you can't control that in the first 90 days. Also, remove the illusion of sponsoring a heavy hitter, okay? Especially if you're a new person. You have to keep moving forward despite. You're going to have to move forward despite having, maybe your downline isn't duplicating right now. Maybe you don't have a downline, but you will have a downline. I've sponsored nearly 200 people in my primary company over the last year and 3 months, I think, a year and a half. And you will sponsor people, but you've got to make things happen. But so remove the illusion of having your downline duplicate or having a huge downline or sponsoring a heavy hitter. You probably aren't going to sponsor a heavy hitter until you're in the business for a little longer and you start seeing results. Then you'll start attracting heavy hitters. On the other hand, you just might sponsor somebody who develops into a heavy hitter, but you don't have control over that right now, okay? So just focus on what you can do personally, what you can control personally. You can control, how much content you're producing on a daily basis if you're in network marketing. I'm sorry, if you're in internet marketing. You could control how many blogs you produce on a daily basis. You could control how many videos you make, how many blog posts, or how many Facebook posts that you create on a daily basis, or how many Twitter tweets that you do on a day. There's a lot of stuff that you could personally control yourself, but you can't control this other stuff personally. It's all going to be gravy on top. Here's some final thoughts, okay? People who fail, and this comes straight from David Wood again, okay? People who fail see themselves reaching their goal in some far out distant future, okay? People who succeed make their bad word there. People who succeed, not success. People who succeed make their goals present tense as if it is being accomplished right now. Clarity is the first step to success. People who are not clear never have success. If you are clear on creating wealth, you can create it any time. Okay, and I firmly believe that, but you got to be more and more clear. Now, if you've gone through this entire webinar and if you haven't written any of this down, it's not going to do you any good if you haven't written it down. What I'm going to ask you to do is watch your email like a hawk, because in a few days, I'm going to send you the replay of this webinar, and I want you to write it down if you haven't written it down. Maybe you weren't able to write it down right now. Maybe you were doing something else and you just didn't have a chance to. But so write it down, watch your email like a hawk. But if you have been writing things down, I'm assuming that you have been, okay? If you've been writing things down over the last hour, when this webinar ends, I want you to go back through your goals and write specifics down, okay? Make it as clear as you possibly can. Now, as I wrap this up, obviously I'm in two different systems right now, iPass and Empower Network. I would recommend that you check out iPass. In fact, Dave Wood uses this iPass system himself. If you want to access the same system that I use to make money online, click the iPass button on this page. Here's my income proof for iPass. This doesn't include all of my income proof. I actually did another system called Instant Payday Network. I no longer actively promote Instant Payday Network. I actually earned about $33,000 or $35,000 with that system over the last couple of years or so. So I've earned closer to about $85,000, $87,000, something like that total. But you can see my own income proof with iPass. And this has been supplemental part-time income, okay? Supplemental part-time income. You can see that my income on the left there for, I think I took this 2 or 3 days ago. I had an $800 day there. And that doesn't happen every single day, but I get them every now and then. I've had $300 days. I've had $800 days. I've had $2,000 or $3,000 days. I've had $3,000 days. Some days I make zero, but it all averages out. So about $55,000 just with the iPass system alone, not including the other systems I've done online. And what I want to let you know, guys, is if you faithfully watch my webinars on a weekly basis, they're free, but take them seriously, because my vision is to help you earn $4,000 a month or more starting out. And I want to see 500 people doing that. Because you can do it. When I hit the $4,000, it made all the difference in the world. But you've got to do certain things. In fact, don't even click the link for iPass if you're not serious about doing the steps that I just talked about. Okay. But if you're serious about your income, if you want access to the same system that I use, click the button. It's probably below this page, or maybe it's at the side of this page. Access iPass 2 now. It's not going to be free. It's going to be $47 a month. But heck, it's a business. What else can you do for $47 a month that can earn you, an extra $1,000 a month, or an extra $2,000 a month, or an extra $10,000 a month, or an extra $20,000 or $30,000 or $40,000 a month, whatever it is. I'm not going to make any promises here. I can't promise that you'll earn $55,000 in iPass. Results aren't typical. I don't do average stuff. Now, I'm a college professor, and I love teaching college, so I continue to do it. But I also love internet marketing. I do both. See our average earnings. I can't promise that you'll earn that income. But if you're willing to learn, excuse me, if you're willing to do the things that I ask you to do, there's no reason why you can't succeed. I got to get a drink of water here. Now, I just took you through some steps here that are going to be highly powerful in your ability to reach your income goals, okay? If you're not willing to do some of these steps, don't even click the iPass button, okay? It's just going to be a waste of time, a waste of money if you're not willing to invest in your own education. On a monthly basis, on a weekly basis, I give training. Those of you who have been on my webinars on a weekly basis, you'll know that I teach traffic. I teach you how to get leads online. I teach you how to get leads through blogging or through video. I teach you how to make money through email. I teach you how to make money online, and I go through the strategies. I go through the tips and the tricks. But you have to be willing to invest the time. Maybe at first, it's an hour a week listening to these webinars. Maybe it's a half an hour a day plugging yourself into training through the iPass system. Maybe it's taking advantage of the income multipliers or the profit maximizers in iPass 2. Those are training modules that will teach you exactly how to market online and to market your business. Okay. You're going to learn from the top people in iPass. So what I want you to do right now is, I want you to click the link for iPass 2. And what you're going to see there is, number 2, you're going to see testimonials. Chris Jones is going to show you what iPass 2 is about. You're going to find out results of people that are making, an extra $5,000 a month, an extra $10,000 a month, an extra $30,000 or $40,000 or $50,000 a month. We have people in iPass that have earned hundreds of thousands of dollars in iPass. We have people that are just making their car payment or making their house payment and reaching those small wins. So there's 3 things I'm going to ask you to do right now. I'm going to tell you to click the link for iPass 2 right now. And secondly, watch the video. And third, fill out the safe and secure order form and join iPass right now. On the other hand, if you're not serious about your business, okay, if you're just kind of sticking your toe in the water, And if you're not going to make commitments to your own business, don't even click the link, don't watch the video, and don't fill out the form. Please, it's going to be a waste of time. You're going to waste my time and your time if you're just in this to tip your toe in the water. You got to make a commitment. Now, yes, it's true. You could ask for a refund for your $47 if it's not for you. That's true. But treat your business like a real business. I've never seen a system that works better than iPass 2. And I've been in other systems that were good, but I've never seen anything that worked nearly as well as iPass 2. Now, incidentally, you've noticed that I've mentioned something about Empower Network. You will have access to Empower Network if you want through the iPass system. The iPass system is a marketing system, and you can use this iPass system to market Empower Network. Okay, so just so that you know, you'll have access to training from David Wood if you take advantage of the profit maximizers in iPass. But start out with the iPass. You need to do exactly what the videos teach you, because we want you to succeed in iPass. So go ahead and click the link over there for iPass 2 right now. If you're seeing this later on, the link for iPass to access iPass is below the video. It's going to be $47. That's all it is to get started. Make a commitment in your business right now. Go ahead and click the link below, and I'll see you on the other side. Make it a great day.